Kids Patriots, how you doing today? Well, it's amazing. Even among Marxist and collectivist, you'll still have the haves and the have-nots. And even among Marxists, money talks, and their bullshit usually does walk. Caitlin Clark, probably arguably the best female college basketball player ever to come out. I think was drafted the other day, I think by the Indiana Fever. Can't remember which team. But the WNBA players and I guess the feminists are all up in arms because she's going to be getting a salary of $74,000 a year. And they think that's an insult. They think they should be getting like what the men getting, only a proportionate amount. And for the 1,000th time, women of the WNBA, there's a reason why she's only getting paid $74,000 a year. No one watches you guys. Nobody cares. They don't. If you think she should make money like Steph Curry, who's gone in his mid-30s, has about 4 rings, or Kobe Bryant, I laugh in your faces. First of all, the men's game is more than double yours. Men play 82 games a year, just regular season, as opposed to the 40 females play. The male games are also 48 minutes apiece, whereas the female games, I believe, are still 40 apiece. 4 quarters, 10 minutes, I believe. The men play in these big arenas. You guys are playing in small gymnasiums, not because nobody watches you. I remember when the New York Liberty started, they were playing Madison Square Garden. Well, they've been moved to Westchester Arena, which holds about 10,000 people, if that, because the Garden's just too expensive to run for their low-level fan attendance. And Jim Dolan, the owner of Madison Square Garden, says he would just love to just get rid of the New York Liberty and dump them off. Now, fortunately for Caitlin Clark, because of that ruling in the court system, which prevents the college from making money with your name and image, Caitlin Clark, before she left college, is worth about $3.4 million, to which I say, good for her. She did get a lot of endorsements while in college, and I'm sure she's going to get a few more for a while. Good for her. And if she's smart, I wouldn't say she's set for life now, but if she manages her money wisely, she'll have nothing to worry about. She got a free ride to college because of her talent, so she's got no college debt. And if she manages her money well, she won't have to worry about any debt, especially buying a house. Now, when you consider she's getting $74,000 a year, and the WNBA only plays half a year, $74,000 for 6 months of work is pretty good money. A lot of men don't make that money in the real world. I'm not even talking about the sports world. Now, I know a lot of WNBA players go to Europe in the off season and play over in Europe to make more money because there's actually more money in Europe than there is in the United States. So there's more of a demand for it over in Europe. They can make about more than quadruple what they do here, they say. Well, good. Now you know what to do. You spend half a year in the United States and go and enjoy Europe for the other half of the year. Because no matter how much you complain about how you're not making like the men, and you never will, because your game isn't just that good, and you guys aren't that thing. You're not. Sorry, you're not. And not even other women watch you play either. David Silva, the NBA commissioner, says the biggest demographic of people who watch WNBA are men 55 and over. What the reason is, I don't know. But hey, it is what it is. And the WNBA has never once in the 25 years it's been around made money. They're going to year 26 now, I believe.
Take exit 52B, on right, to Taconic State Parkway North.
And if it had been for the NBA subsidizing them, they would have been gone a long time ago. In fact, I'm surprised the NBA still even bothers to subsidize them. And when you see male players talk to female players about how to improve their game, they're very snobby, they're very snobbish, and very resentful towards the men. I mean, when people like Charles Barkley, Kenny Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal, who are champions and Hall of Famers,
52B, on right, to Taconic State Parkway North.
And you want to just push them aside like they don't mean nothing to you, or they don't know what they're talking about, this is why no one watches you. This is why you're losing money every year. Yeah, in effect, this has become the angry lesbian league, where they pretty much bully and torture women who aren't lesbians. So this should be interesting how Caitlin Clark does, because they may not like Caitlin Clark because of her success and the fact that she's made money off endorsements. They may not like her because she's a Catholic heterosexual who has a boyfriend and wants to get married. Go ask Candace Wigginson how they treated her. This is a very toxic league. And you look at that Cheryl Swoops interview.
Continue 3.7 miles, then take round.
You can just feel the jealousy and anger coming out of her. I know Cheryl Swoops was a good female basketball player in her day also. Olympian, won gold medals. But as much as they despise Caitlin Clark, they need her. They need her with Angel Reese out of LSU and that other player coming out of South Carolina to help jumpstart the NBA after 25 years. Now, I don't mind giving women an opportunity when there's a market for it, but there's clearly no market for it. They're just leeching off the men's league, the NBA. There's no market for it. You cannot make people watch it like you can't make people buy electric vehicles. Shut it down. Go play in Europe. What are you going to do? Call you a sexist? Let them. Misogynist? Let them. The other women don't like your game. So if you call them sexist, you're pretty stupid. Because the men are the only one watching your game, and not many men even want to watch that crap. I mean, besides, let's be honest. If you were to take the top 10 Prius women in the WNBA, you could probably come up with about 4 or 5. Alright, you gotta call it the way you see it. And nobody wants to see a bunch of angry lesbians who think their men act masculine and be whiny and crying about it also. And then complain about your heterosexual female teammates and be mad at them. You guys have been your own worst enemy, and someone like me doesn't really care. Now hopefully Caitlin Clark can bring some change to that, along with Angel Reese. But they better treat him nice. Like I said, I find it funny that Angel
In
Reese
0.8 miles, take ramp, on right, to Beekman Road.
was heterosexual up until her final year this year when she decided to become a lesbian, probably so she wouldn't get the treatment Candace Wilkinson did of the New York Liberty, the Minnesota Lynx, and LA Sparks when they bullied her and called her the B word several times because she liked being married, having kids, and being heterosexual. Comments down below. What's your opinion? I'd like to know. You Marxist feminists are really something to look at. It's funny to hear. We'll talk to you later.